Now on CoastTV News.
Blazing temperatures mark the start of the week on Delmarva. How locals and visitors alike are keeping cool along the coast.
Finally, the public can weigh in. A special meeting held today in Rehoboth Beach over the deal the new city manager received.
Groundbreaking, a new OCPD substation will provide lots of new space for police to operate out of, including room to house officers.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Another week of hot sun and sweltering temperatures. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with yet another heat wave on Delmarva.
In Rehoboth Beach, high temperatures didn't stop people from hitting the boardwalk, the beach, attracting lots of folks.
We met one family who said ice cream is a great way to make the best of the heat, but the weather has cramped some summer plans.
Well, we've been trying to get some outside time, but for the most part stayed inside. Too hot for me.
The heat was so bad this weekend it actually canceled at least one farmer's market. Temperatures expected to stay in the 90s most of the week.
Heading to Ocean City now, locals and vacationers in Ocean City making sure to plan ahead before heading out the door.
The blistering hot start to the week hasn't stopped people from going to the beach or making a living.
While some people lay in the shade to cool off, others would rather make their AC do the work.
Usually we can't leave the house because it's really hot, so we stay inside.
If you're planning on going to the beach sometime this week, be sure to bring some extra shade, water, and of course sunscreen. All of this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, what's your go-to method for staying cool during a heat wave?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. Air conditioning still at that 85%, but beach visits has gone up 2%.
And you can go be a part of this poll. It's easy to do. Go vote at coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app.
We'll check back in at 11, and we're checking in right now into Rehoboth Beach. You can see a couple folks enjoying the boardwalk there. Our first alert, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, joins us now with a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And you know, the beach is the best place to escape the heat if you don't have access to the air conditioning. But take a look at some of the highs today. We warmed to 94 in Georgetown and in Salisbury. 94. Memory serves me correctly, that's only about 3 degrees away from the record high set on this date. Take a look at the observed highs we've had over the last 5 days. 92, 97, 97, 95, and 94. With this kind of a pattern ensuing, we began to kind of take a look at some things. We wanted to kind of track the heat. I mean, we started as late as, let's say, June 25th, where, this is above normal and well above normal. So we had above normal and well above normal temps in June. But now, as we go into July, you'll notice something. We are now right here. We're escalating above normal and near well above normal. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row with a deviation of 5 to 9 degrees higher than what we're supposed to be. So that trend is a dangerous one if we really don't take it seriously on what's happening. I mean, take a look at this. We're looking at 88 is the normal high. It's 94. I thought my memory was correct. Yeah, 3 degrees, which was actually set in 1986. So we're under an active heat advisory, which officially doesn't kick in until 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. But we're feeling the heat right now, Maddie.
Paul, thank you. And with high temps this summer, there's some precautions to take not only for yourself, but for your phones. Devices can become overheated in just minutes. So here are tips from Verizon. Don't leave your phone in your car. Did you know temperatures can rise 30 degrees in just 10 minutes? Reduce your brightness, close all the apps that aren't being used. If your phone does overheat, take the case off and place it in a shaded area that's ventilated. We have even more helpful tips from Verizon on our website.
Controversy surrounding the new Rehoboth Beach City Manager Taylor Tedder's $250,000 contract finally came to a head at a public meeting this afternoon. Live in Rehoboth Beach is CoastTV News anchor Mallory Metzner. Mallory, the purpose of this meeting is to comply with the Freedom of Information Act.
Adding to that controversy, the Delaware Department of Justice found the city in violation of the Freedom of Information Act for not holding a public meeting to approve Tedder's contract. Today, the city voted unanimously to ratify Tedder's employment before a huge public comment section sharing opinions on both sides.
How can you consider the contract without the charter provision that governs the adoption of his employment?
A packed public meeting puts all eyes on new city manager Taylor Tedder's contract.
Right, and you're out of order for doing what you're trying to do, Stan.
City commissioners voted 7-0 to ratify Tedder's contract. Thomas Gaynor, who sent a petition to the Attorney General on Tedder's contract, says this meeting was a sham.
We made an offer that if the mayor resigns today, litigation can possibly be averted. If he doesn't resign, then Chancery Court will be the next stop.
Taylor Tedder keeps his head held high.
It didn't have an effect for me, but it just meant that we had to have this meeting today.
Tedder tells me he's looking forward to doing his job.
Looking at cost savings, trying to identify a strategic plan so that we can move forward with a work plan where we can actually be held accountable by the public and the board by presenting quarterly of our progress of an implementation plan of priorities.
Tedder says increasing transparency is a top priority and city meeting agendas will be very informative moving forward. Gaynor still maintains that Tedder's contract is illegal and violates city charter requirements for this position. He says the next steps are up to the city to decide, but the city held today's meeting to rectify past controversy. I'm Mallory Metzner, live in Rehoboth Beach, Coast TV News.
Mallory, thank you. New today, state police have arrested a 31-year-old from Lewis for felony theft and attempted theft from cars in the Angola area. Police say troopers learned that between June 11th and June 14th, William Rodenbaugh had gone through cars in the neighborhoods of Angola Beach and Estates, Bay Ridge Crossing, and the Cove. Officials say money had been stolen and the man trespassed on several homes in the neighborhoods. The 31-year-old was arrested on July 5th.
Tonight, Georgetown could finally adopt its revised ordinance for recreational pot businesses in town limits. Town council is set to have a second reading of the ordinance. This comes after the town council had to go back to the drawing board to adjust things, including the times that businesses could operate. We will share the new developments on Coast TV News at 11.
Also at tonight's meeting, council could make a decision about the proposed 24/7 emergency and surgical veterinary hospital. Plans to operate a veterinary hospital have been proposed in one of 3 buildings in the Georgetown Professional and Medical Center on Old Laurel Road. We have the project plans and more on this proposal on our website.
And we're going to stay in Georgetown for one more story here. The town is continuing to work on the issue of contamination in groundwater and soil. The town says the EPA is conducting a remedial investigation to fully understand the extent of the existing contamination in the groundwater and in the soil in Georgetown. They need to evaluate cleanup strategies. From February to March, the EPA conducted sampling. The goal is to nail down where the contaminants are within and beneath buildings in Georgetown, along with plans to share sampling results and recommendations. The town says the EPA plans to conduct more studies and groundwater sampling this summer.
New in Delaware Child Support Services, they're conducting a series of town hall meetings in July. It's for anybody who's interested in learning more about the child support process in the state. The discussions will address subjects such as how to establish a child support case and the importance of establishing paternity. The state says there will be opportunities to ask questions and receive information related to specific child support case challenges. In Sussex County, this is Wednesday at the Georgetown Public Library. And we have a lot more news to get to this evening.
Coming up, keeping up the historic appearance in the first town.
And there's concern for hazardous heat index numbers for the next few days in a row. We'll update you on the latest heat advisory in our area coming up.
But first, a groundbreaking in Ocean City, the huge project that made waves today. We have that when we're back in just 60 seconds.
If you can sit on it or sleep on it, you'll save on it at Johnny Janasic. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices, plus up to 72-month special financing with no down payment. Now through Monday at Johnny Janasic.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
If you can sit on it or sleep on it, you'll save on it at Johnny Janasic. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices, plus up to 72-month special financing with no down payment. Now through Monday at Johnny Janasic.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The Ocean City Police Department will soon have a new building to operate out of. But that's only part of why today's groundbreaking was so exciting for the force tasked with people being safe in OC.
Maddie, in some ways, the substation they're going to be building will help OCPD with their day-to-day operations. But in other ways, as you're about to see, it might even help with recruitment. Shovels full of sand. Today was the official groundbreaking for the Ocean City Police Department's new downtown substation.
So all in all, it's a really exciting project.
The new substation, which will be located here on the corner of South Baltimore Avenue and Somerset Street, has been years in the making.
What we're doing is we are building a 3-story building on what was an underutilized parking lot in downtown Ocean City.
This new facility will feature state-of-the-art offices, meeting spaces, interview rooms, a bicycle repair garage, a public lobby, even public restrooms. But maybe the biggest win for the police department is the employee housing that'll be built right on site.
Most of our seasonal staff is not from around here. They come from various different states, so being able to give them affordable housing right here in Ocean City is huge.
We're always at a deficit of available housing, and we feel that we could better hit the deficit of employees that we have if we had the proper housing for them.
While the OCPD considers this a big win for the department moving forward, they have heard from some concerned citizens who are worried that this new substation is a little further off the boardwalk than the existing one. But the Deputy Communications Manager, Ashley Miller, says police visibility isn't going to be a problem.
You're still going to see us. We will still have all of our officers up there, whether it's on foot, on bike patrol, and all of that. So our community doesn't have to worry, and it's going to be a great central location for both whether you're boardwalk or you're bayside to be able to come find our officers.
For Ocean City, this new substation is more than just the latest addition to the force along Maryland's coast. With the housing, it's also an addition to the Ocean City community. And one extra tidbit that I found interesting. Right now, the OCPD bikes, those are housed at the Beach Patrol building. When this new building is finished, it's going to free up a bunch of space that those guys actually do need. That won't happen right away, though. Ashley Miller tells Coast TV they expect this project to take about a year to complete.
Here's a look at your golf forecast. Listen, as you're teeing it up tomorrow, take extra water. Make sure it's going to be good, but it's going to also be good and hot. The chance of a scattered spot rain throughout the area.
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
For professionalism, craftsmanship, and quality products at the best price, choose Window World.
If you need a new roof or windows or siding, just give them a call. I was very pleased and would recommend them to everyone.
Call Window World today.
Lowe's knows July 4th projects come with questions.
So we have answers.
Like how to keep your yard looking lush and which paint color matches your bold style. So hurry in for 4th of July deals at Lowe's. You got this, and we got you.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Hi, I'm Sussex County farmer Blaine Hitchens, and I plant cover crops to improve my soil health. Cover crops help with nutrient cycling, weed suppression, and also reducing our input costs. I'm also improving water quality, and my soils are more productive, increasing my yield and bottom line. Healthy soils produce healthy crops. Cost share signups are going on now. To take advantage of the financial assistance, stop by the Conservation District to enroll in the Cover Crop Cost Share Program, because every acre counts.
Hard workers need tough gear. Vernon Powell has the toughest and most comfortable workwear in the business. Work boots that work hard, like Timberland Pro, Carolina, and Red Wing, to Carhartt and Darn Tough socks. Only at Vernon Powell in Salisbury and Rehoboth.
The big issues: abortion, civil rights, healthcare. When Trump policies were attacking our rights, County Executive Matt Meyer fought back. Now Trump is promising a national abortion ban. and huge cuts to healthcare coverage. Matt's healthcare plan will reduce costs, not coverage, by increasing competition on the exchange. And Matt's plan will protect women's access to abortion, always. So call Matt Meyer. Tell him you support his plans to protect Delaware values.
Customer satisfaction is our top priority.
Window World does an excellent job. I recommend them to all of my clients.
Window World was different because they actually responded to my phone calls and listened to what I was asking for.
Call Window World today.
Are you suffering from hair loss? Maybe you need to cut a few pounds. Ready to start dating again? Well, here at East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air, we can help you with none of that.
But what we can help you with is plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, tub and showers, water heaters, air conditioning, heat pumps, gas furnaces, and sewer and water main replacements. Stop dealing with chamois that don't work and call Delmarva's top service provider.
East Coast Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Or find us online at eastcoastplumbing247.com. Forget about it.
The heat that we're dealing with yet again has now prompted another heat advisory that officially doesn't kick in until 10 o'clock Tuesday. But listen, we're dealing with pretty sweltering conditions as we speak. Now in Laurel, we're holding at about 81 degrees, and that's after we caught a break there. We'll drop to 79 with partly cloudy skies by the late night hours. Here's what the temperatures are right now. Notice the difference between the coast, 76, 75, 74, versus the inland areas. And I bring this up because some folks that were using our app were wondering, was the app broke? Not even close, okay? Here's what's going on. This is because of the sea breeze effect, okay? Cooling off, you're closer to the water here, but as you go inland without having access to that cool breeze, you're much warmer inland than out. So the heat advisories and all that for Georgetown, Redden, Milton, all those areas, but you'll notice that sliver of land that we leave out of that because the beach properties, not quite as warm. But the dew point temperatures being elevated, that's everybody's in on that action, okay? So this is what it feels like right now. It feels like 97 in Milford, but it feels like 74 in Bethany Beach. So you can see the difference between the two. It's really all about location, similar to what you would say, let's say, about real estate. Take a look at the tracking that we did. It felt like 110 to 112 in Seaford, but it stayed in the 70s from Rehoboth Beach down to Assateague. So if you're along the coast, right along the beach area, you'd think, what's the deal with the heat? But if you're inland, you felt every bit of the deal of the heat. And we're still feeling like 105 in Seaford and 98, for example, in Salisbury, and we continue to dance in that arena. The heat advisory is active for all of Sussex, except for this slice here. You see what we're talking about? See that slice? That's the difference, okay? And I want to point that out so that there's no confusion about that kind of an effect. So once again, if you're inland, that's where it affects you. But if you're right along the beach properties, not the case. By the way, a dense fog advisory is still active until 7 o'clock for this evening along the coast because of the abundance of moisture that's in place. We've had a few showers that have danced throughout Gumboro, Millsboro, and Ocean View, but now all of those showers are beginning to peter out. Do you know what? We had over just about 15 days of 90-degree weather. And we typically, statistically, climatologically, should have only about 12. We are already 3 days ahead of the pace of our 90-degree days, and we're just getting started. And 88 is the normal high for this time of the year, so that's why that's such a stark kind of thing to think about. Tuesday morning, we start off in the 80s inland, 70 along the shore. Quick shower pushes through for the afternoon. Winds are out of the south for Tuesday. Wednesday, we start off at 79 to 80 in the morning time. Strong flow of air out of the south. Wednesday afternoon, we still stay with the strong flow out of the south, and it continues to stay sweltering, watching out for a chance of scattered showers. But the big story is still the heat index. Tuesday, it's going to feel like 100. Wednesday, it's going to feel like 101. Thursday, a little bit better, 96 degrees. When it starts to feel like 96 degrees and you're saying that's better, that lets you know how hot it really is. Tonight, hovering humidity in 74. Heat advisory officially kicks in for tomorrow. And we're looking for triple-digit heat index for Wednesday as well. Finally, here's a look at your extended forecast.
Paul, thank you. Keeping up historic appearance in the first town is important, especially those working in Lewis and Bloom. That's the group that keeps Lewis's flower beds so beautiful. The historic Fisher Martin Herb Garden consists of herbs that housewives would have planted in the 1730s. 1730s, let's get that right. The founder of Lewis and Bloom, Warren Gold, has contracted the only craftsman in the country currently designing and weaving live willow bundles into arbor and fence structures for that historic garden.
I'm actually sequestering carbon. I'm doing good. It's really good. It's good habitat, good environment. it's a good steward kind of thing, and it's a good practice. And I'm trying to demonstrate to other people alternative ways to do things by doing it. Because there's nobody really doing it in this country.
Peller is in Lewis for 3 days to fix up fencing before the garden is entered in the Communities in Bloom National Challenge, which is 2 weeks away.
If you're traveling along our coastlines, be sure to watch out for this critter that you're going to see on your screen right here. That is a diamondback terrapin, and they are common species seen throughout tidal wetlands now through October. Denrex says that the females venture on land to find nesting sites in late May to July. The agency says one of the many places terrapins nest is along Port Mahone Road in Little Creek, so keep your eyes peeled while driving.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, sports fans. Summer League High School basketball is back on TSN right now. 3 straight games live, starting with the Cats from Del Mar, taking on the Downtown Sneaks from Crisfield. Then tonight at 7:15, check out Aaron's Pocomoke facing CNP Enterprise from JMB. To conclude the night at 8:15, Arcadia meets up with the Royals from Delmarva Christian on the basketball court. Playoffs start on Monday, July 22nd. If you miss any of tonight's action, we'll have highlights on the final score at 10:30 p.m. To international field hockey, the women's U.S. U21 national team now has a 3-1 record in the Pan American Championships. Tomorrow, Del Mar grads Josie Halliman and Macy Bradford with Team USA are aiming to knock off Canada and earn a spot in the semifinals after they split games over the weekend. On Saturday, U.S. defeated Mexico 11-1. Bradford scored 2 goals in that game. On Sunday, the Junior Eagles fell to Argentina 3-0. Holloman is a key defender and returner who helped the Red, White, and Blue defeat Argentina last year in shootouts in the J-Pac Finals. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night, everyone.
Soaring Over the Shore is sponsored by Morse Roofing and Siding.
An important tributary and very well traveled, Love Creek is as sweet as it sounds.
Many drivers know this waterway because it crosses under 24. It's also host to salt marshes and some bay grasses that help waterfowl, fish, and crabs alike. There is more and more development taking place along Love Creek, making this Angola gem more well known, as well as calls to protect its beautiful banks.
Attention homeowners and contractors. Why buy a tool to use it once or twice, then let it rust in your shed? Rent your tools from First State Tool Rental, your trusted rental partner. Specializing in tools for roofing, siding, and exterior renovation projects. From power tools, hand tools, generators, and drywall lifts to pitch hoppers and dumpsters. Plus, we even rent and maintain Equipter roofing buggies and more. Give us a call or visit us at firststatetoolrentals.com. Delivery available. First State Tool Rentals.
Today's weather emoji cast is brought to you by OC Tourism, somewhere to smile about.
The beauty is hard to miss at Ocean City's premier golf course, Eagles Landing. Overlook the Sinnapunxent Bay's salt marshes and enjoy the unspoiled beauty of Assateague Island National Seashore. Eagles Landing offers 5 sets of tees, making the course playable for beginners and challenging for most skilled golfers. And the Caddy Shack Cafe and Pro Shop ensure golfers have everything they need. Find our best rates at eagleslandinggolf.com. Eagles Landing, upholding the tradition of the game.
Dive into riches at Ocean Downs with a summer cash bash. The prizes swell every Saturday in July, up to $20,000 cash. Earn entries daily and more every Tier Tuesday, plus Friday, July 26th. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
Coastal Comfort knows there's no place like home. It's where we can be totally comfortable being ourselves, making a mess, making improvements, making strides, making memories with those we love, totally. Big or small, at the beach or on the farm, all along the Eastern Shore. It's home, and Coastal Comfort is always here to keep you totally comfortable.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware.
Carrier, turn to the experts.
At Matt the Carpet Guy, we take our work seriously. That's why we employ the best of the best to ensure you find exactly what you're looking for. With a warehouse big enough to keep everything in stock and a showroom we can bring to you. The hardworking team at Matt the Carpet Guy brings affordable flooring within reach. We have cash and carry LVP starting at $1.99. Perfectly installed every time. Matt the Carpet Guy, flooring done right, the family way.
Over 14,000 people per day are affected by water damage in their home or business. Even a small leak from a water heater, washer, refrigerator line, or even HVAC drain can cause lasting damage. Response time is critical. Paul Davis has a team of certified experts on call 24/7 to stop the water, mitigate damage, and work directly with your insurance to quickly restore your home or business. If you see peeling paint, stains, mold, or smell a musty odor, call Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Play ball. The Delmarva Sports Network is airing the Maryland State Little League 8-10 game tomorrow. It's Delmar versus Dorchester. First pitch is at 3.
This is why we have the dense fog advisory active in Ocean City. Really have just dropped everything. We have the heat advisory active as well. Call our weather line so you can keep up with what's happening with your weather and the latest advisories. Sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. Listen, 92 followed by a 93 and a 90. We're going to have the heat index staying near 100 for at least 3 more days in a row till we dip on Friday with a shower or two. Then we're back to the 90s again Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday going into next week.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.